again and welcome back to part 2, talking about what I played on the CS-80 and the Moog, Novation replicating the Moog, on the Laser Love album. And I said that after the last one I needed a cup of tea, so here we go. Red Bush with a dash of Earl Grey. Delicious. I thought I might tell you a couple of anecdotes that happened during the recording of the Laser Love album. I mentioned in part 1 that we'd been to a number of different studios, and one of them was at Basing Street Studios, which is now Psalm West, belonging to Trevor Horn. And it was that where we recorded was a really big, vast studio. I guess that they might have used it for orchestras. But there are other bands recording in there at the same time. And what might amuse people, although this is a little bit of name dropping, we were a lot less interested in the fact that Roxy Music were recording there than XTC. And we, as a band at that time, in the sort of 78, 79, we loved XTC. And I was had huge respect for Andy Partridge, singer-guitarist, and I remember landing up adjacent to him in the gents and being too in awe that I could actually strike up a conversation other than the usual adjacent gents grunt. So I missed the opportunity really of having a chat to him. So I kind of regret that, because the XTC stuff was fantastic. Anyway, on with the album. So we go to side 2 and we've got Like the Power of a Jet. Now this one started on the Moog, and let me have a look and see what memory 3, 8, panel 8, panel 2. So back to the key of G, so it kind of went. Do it again. Right, next song is One Rule for You. I have already talked about that, but of course what we have is let me just do that one. Memory 1 and memory 2, sustain. Memory 1 and memory sustain, and 16. Time to Think, I've already talked about that. There'll be a link up there. What it used was a square wave on the filter, and it used Funky 3 memory 2. wonderful, wonderful sound that the CS-80 could do brilliantly, and at the moment on other keyboards I've managed to replicate that on the Tyrus, as I think I said in my previous video about the CS-80. So we'll whack that off, go back to the sine wave and move on to Timestar. Now this is the one I'm struggling the most to recall. If I see whether you see now, Timestar's not on here. So this song, You Never Told Me, that I mentioned, perhaps that's perhaps that's it. Memory 1 and Memory 2, 16. Ring Modulator! I remember we played that at the Greenbelt Festival, was at Castle O'Dell in Bedfordshire, and we were a really tight live band by then because we'd been playing so many dates, and we went through this set and everything was just, we were just on it, everything was spot on. And I remember the only real fluff I made was in Timestar. I can't remember what the fluff is, and I think it was coming back after the after do 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 do, after that bit when I came back from D, and I think I went da, 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 da. But nobody complains, so does it matter? Right, and the last song, check it out. And this is the one we recorded with John Leckie, and we were really giving it some welly on that. Now this has got an interesting setting. This has got memory 1 and guitar 2. No settings for the brilliance and so on, but sounds very high, doesn't it? I can't believe it's that high. I'm going to take that down an octave. So that's a pattern that I worked out. So that would have gone over the guitar chords playing a straight rhythm, and the bass being on the B flat. Yeah, now that's an interesting key for this album. Yeah, there we go. That's the Laser Love album. So thank you very much for bearing with me going through all these memories. Most of them I can remember, and what I'll do is I will mix in some takes and have a little bit of an overhead shot for some of the songs, the ones that are a little bit clearer in the old memory bank. So cheers, don't forget to subscribe, click on the blob, and I look forward to chatting to you next time, and all the very best in these very strange times. Remember, stay home, stay safe. All the best.